Yo, spit on that nigga. I know you want to spit on that nigga. He took your country. He took your livelihood. He took your brother. He took your butt. Spit on that nigga.
Your own blood? Man, you a bitch. You a bitch.
How the fuck I'm a bitch?
Hey, my nigga, this music, bang. The movie starts off with our main character, Ip Man. He's currently working in the coal mines, and this is a sorry sight to see because this nigga was a baller. This nigga had the big MTV style crib. This nigga had servers and shit serving him. This nigga had hella bread. This nigga was made of bread, goddamn. This nigga had a son and a bad as shit wife. Life was perfect for Ip Man. Until the Japanese came and took all this shit, and I mean everything. House, gone. Money, gone. Servants must be serving another nigga cause they gone. Country conquered. All this nigga had left was his bad as shit wife and his son. And to support them, he decides to take up work at the coal mine. This nigga went from not working a day in his life to working at the coal mine. The coal mine. The Japanese suck fucking ass. While working at the coal mine, Ip Man is reunited with his old friend Lee. You see, before the war, Lee co-owned a restaurant with his brother Juan, and that restaurant was kind of like a hangout spot. All the real niggas would go there to drink tea, eat food, and just chop it up. Lee would also practice kung fu with Ip Man regularly. Needless to say, life was good. Until the Japanese came in and took all this shit. Nigga lost his restaurant, nigga lost his brother. This nigga lost everything, my nigga. This nigga life is terrible, and it's all thanks to the Japanese. Like I said, these niggas suck fat ass. Lee enters a tournament to fight the Japanese, and his first opponent is a general of the Japanese army. Now, I do not like the Japanese in this movie. I think they suck fat cock. However, this general nigga, he is the real deal. He took on 3 niggas at once with no issue. This nigga jumped 4 feet in the air and scissor kicked 2 niggas. He had them niggas looking like, what did we get ourselves into? I don't want to do this anymore. This nigga Lee decides to fight him one-on-one, but the general is too much for him and he gives him a hefty serving of the beats. This nigga Lee gets dropped for a second time, but he ain't learned from before. He comes back for more, so he keeps getting beat like a whore. Hey yo, but real talk, this nigga gets wrecked. Just wrecked. He just gets wrecked. This Japanese nigga breaks his foot by punching it. I mean, he broke his shit. I mean, his shit sounded like a Kit Kat bar. He got fucked. Yo, spit on that nigga. I know you want to spit on that nigga. He took your country. He took your livelihood. He took your brother. He took your butt. Spit on that nigga. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, ski. He hit that nigga with a 16, shot him. Ip Man goes to the tournament to look for Lee. While at the tournament, he sees his old friend, Master. You see, before the war, Master was a respected martial artist. He owned a school in Foshan where he taught kung fu. He even trained Lee. But now that I think of it, that's not really a flex, because this nigga just died in a martial arts tournament. And most of the stuff he learned was from that nigga, so we should really question his teaching credentials. Nevertheless, he was a well-respected martial artist in the city of Foshan. He was also good friends with Ip Man. The two would spar on a regular basis, and Master would get his fucking ass beat on a regular basis. He was not competing with Ip Man. No one was competing with Ip Man. He was fucking Ip Man. But ever since the Japanese invaded, he fights in these tournaments in order to win rice for his family. Master fights 3 opponents and gets the dog shit beat out of him. He did not stand a chance in hell. This nigga should have gone for like 1, maybe 2 guys if it was feeling bold, but 3, nah, you ain't with him, my nigga. This nigga got kicked in his shit simultaneously This nigga was copping please. Nigga said, Umdala, Umdala. That literally means verbatim, nigga chill, I do not want the smoke. As he's about to leave, he gets blicked. He gets his wig split. They shot him because he tried to take the rice even after he lost. So once again, not to be racist, okay, I love the Japanese, but in this movie, they suck fat fucking ass. I have big Paime energy because I cannot stand the Japanese. Hitman decides to fight in the tournament to avenge his fallen friends, and let me tell you, when I say he gets his get back, I mean he gets his fucking get back. I hope you're ready for what you're about to witness, because this fight scene is one of the best fight scenes in all of cinema. Hands down. Instantly, this nigga starts handing out beats like candy on Halloween. Like, look at this nigga. Take a good look at this nigga. Beat, 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 beat. Snap. I'm not gonna lie, the arm snap was a bit OD. He's being a do too much ass nigga, but I fucking love it. That shit was so epic. He just caught his leg, and I already know he's finna violate. Son, did you see that? He just violated that, man. Look at his leg. His leg is at a 90-degree angle. This nigga is doing math equations with limbs. This has to be one of the craziest things I've ever seen in a movie ever. He just turned that nigga into calculus. Bruh, look at this man. Bruh, he is probably in so much pain right now I cannot fathom. Like I said, Hitman's being mad OD. He's going ape shit on these niggas, bro. Look how many times he punches this nigga, bro. I've never seen a nigga get punched that many times in such a rapid succession before in my life. That's not even the last time he does it. Look at this nigga. He used the same moves twice. Hey bro, no cap, I bet these niggas regret starting up. I bet these niggas wish they had sat the fuck down like them other black belts. I swear to God, bro. Like all their friends watching on the sideline be like, thank God I sat this one out. Bruh, my nigga, don't do it, bruh. You know you cannot beat this nigga, bro. You know you're gonna get the dog shit beat out of you, bruh. Do anything but fight that nigga, bruh. Play dead, run away, beat yourself up, but do not engage with him. Run! Sprint in the opposite direction!
This was a man who was desperately in search of a place to die.
I tried to warn him. You see me try to warn the nigga. You seen it firsthand. I tried to warn him. He didn't want to listen to me. Remember earlier in the video when I said no one is competing with Ip Man? He's fucking Ip Man. This is what I meant. Did you see what he did to those niggas? That is the power of Ip Man. This nigga is superhuman. A group of thugs go to a cotton mill owned by this nigga named Quan. You see, before the war, Quan was good friends with Ip Man. Okay, good friends is an understatement. That was his nigga for real. They were besties. They were like 2 peas in the pod, 2 nuts in a sack. Ip Man even gave Quan a large sum of money so he can start his cotton mill, and Quan still runs and operates that cotton mill till this day. The thugs try to rob Quan of his money, but he ain't going! He doesn't give them shit, and the thugs leave empty-handed. Ip Man goes to the cotton mill to check up on his friend after the attack. Quan says he's fine, but he asks Ip Man to train his workers and son in Wing Chun. You know, the martial arts Ip Man practices to allow him to become superhuman! Ip Man agrees to train the cotton mill workers so they can defend themselves. The thugs return to the cotton mill to rob it, but Ip Man and the workers are able to fend them off. The leader of the thugs, Jin, fights Ip Man one-on-one to settle a beef they had long ago. You see, before the war, Ip Man and Jin fought at Ip Man's previous estate where Jin lost very badly. And ever since that day, Gene has held a grudge against Ip Man. And let me tell you, his grudge against Ip Man makes no fucking sense whatsoever. For some reason, Gene believes that Ip Man prevented him from opening up a school in Foshan when that's just not the truth at all. You see, Gene's plan was to go around Foshan defeating all the masters and taking the students so he can open up a school. And to his credit, he did that shit. This nigga beat all the masters in the city badly, bro, in front of their students. It was a beatdown with a big ass crowd of students. He beat this old ass nigga. Bad, dude. This shit was like abuse of the elderly. Bro, like they started fighting, everything's going good. This nigga Gene kicks the shit out of this nigga, bro. And then he starts looking around like, damn, like this nigga kinda strong. And then he runs up on him just to get his ass whooped. And check this out. This nigga Gene karate chop drops him. He gets up and he gets act kick dropped. Like, my nigga, your students are watching. They are not gonna fuck with you after you lose this fight. You're a fraud. You're a fraud, nigga. If I was your student, I would want a refund for that month and I'll go with that nigga Gene. He just whooped your ass. And do you know how this old ass nigga retaliates? He jumps up and puts his whole nuts in Gene's face. That is not kung fu, sir. That is gay fu. That is so out of pocket. You just sexually assaulted this man during a kung fu battle. Who does that? After smelling his nutsack, Gene knocks his old ass nigga out.
You got knocked the fuck out!
Gene beats all the other martial art masters, including Master. Bro, this nigga loves to lose. This nigga loves to pick fights and lose. This nigga lost 3 fights in the entire movie. 4 if you include his life. This nigga was born and died a fucking loser.
Loser! You're a loser!
The last person Gene fights is Ip Man, but he does not need to fight Ip Man because Ip Man does not have a school. He does not teach kung fu. He has no students to take. He gains absolutely nothing if he fights Ip Man. And Ip Man tells him this. He says, you don't need to fight me to get a school, bro. But he fights Ip Man anyways, loses, and quits on his dream of getting a school, and blames Ip Man for his failure. Nigga, that is the worst type of nigga, a nigga that blames other people for his failures. I hate niggas like this. Gene, you suck fat ass. Gene fights Ip Man again and loses again. This nigga loves to lose against Ip Man. His life would not be complete if he didn't lose against Ip Man on a regular basis. The thugs leave the cotton mill and all is well until the Japanese government show up to arrest Ip Man. The general of the Japanese army wants Ip Man to train the Japanese soldiers in Chinese kung fu. Ip Man refuses to train the Japanese and challenges the general to a fight. The general agrees to fight Ip Man because he wants to prove that Japanese kung fu is better than Chinese kung fu, which makes no fucking sense at all. You just asked Ip Man to train the Japanese soldiers in Chinese kung fu, which automatically proves that Chinese kung fu is superior to Japanese kung fu. I mean, you said it, you kind of said it without saying it, my nigga. Like, let's be real. But nevertheless, Ip Man and the general fight, and Ip Man being Ip Man whoops the general's ass! This nigga got served like a main course.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back! Fight back!
And all that shit you were talking about, oh, Japanese kung fu is better than Chinese kung fu. I want to prove that Japanese kung fu is better than Chinese kung fu. Bruh put on a whole tournament in front of his subordinates just to get his ass whooped. You are pathetic! Ip Man defeats the Japanese general but gets shot by a Japanese soldier because the Japanese are some sore losers. Goddamn, I cannot stand the Japanese. After Ip Man gets blicked by the Japanese, the Chinese start rioting. In the midst of the commotion, Ip Man manages to escape with his family. The movie ends with Ip Man escaping to Hong Kong to start a new life with his family. This movie is extremely fucking disappointing. It's supposed to be based on Ip Man's life, but a lot of shit in the movie never happened in real life. This shit is fake, fugazi, just one big lie. The only shit that they got right was Ip Man had a wife, big ass house.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Nigga was a baller.
Okay, man, fuck you, come at!
And he fled to Hong Kong.
Final judge.
That is it. That's the only thing that actually happened in the movie and real life. Everything in between that, yeah. Ip Man fighting Jin never happened. Ip Man's 71 against Japanese niggas never happened. Ip Man's final showdown against the general of the Japanese army never happened. In reality, Ip Man left Foshan before the Japanese even invaded China. This nigga's whole life story is one big lie!
My life is a lie! My life is a lie!
And that's why the movie's so fucking disappointing, bro. All my favorite scenes never fucking happen, bro. And on top of that, this nigga Ip Man's a fraud, duh! This nigga's a big ass fraud. This nigga's the biggest fraud in the fucking movie. I thought the last nigga was a fraud, but nah, this nigga Ip Man takes the cake by far. He had me thinking it was superhuman. This nigga just a regular human. He wasn't turning people into calculus homework. He wasn't inspiring the citizens of Foshan. He wasn't serving beats. He was serving deceit. You fucking fraud. You goddamn Ip fraud. My favorite character was gonna be Ip Man, but that was before I found out he was a fraud. So now my favorite character is Ip Man's wife, mainly because she was bad as shit. Oh my god. Like, honestly, bro, there's nothing I love more than an Asian girl with big fucking lips. That shit is so sexy. She was so sexy. Bad as shit throughout the entire movie. I fucking love her. But to be fair, outside of being bad as shit, she doesn't really contribute anything to the movie. Actually, I feel like she's kind of a hindrance. Like, the first half of the movie, all this bitch would do was complain, bro. This bitch loved to complain and nag to Ip Man like all the time. It was so annoying, bro. She's lucky she was bad as shit. Being bad as shit really saved the character for real. My least favorite character was the Japanese. I don't like doing this blanket statement like least favorite characters, but honestly, like the Japanese, like they weren't really introduced as individual characters. The only Japanese nigga that was introduced as an individual character was this general nigga, and I cannot pronounce his name. Now I'm gonna try to pronounce his name. What the fuck are these fucking Chinese Japanese ass names? Hard as fuck to pronounce. I cannot do it. I'm not gonna try to do it. And the only reason the general was not my least favorite character was because he wasn't really that bad. He didn't really commit like any atrocities really, you know, like this nigga is honestly not that bad, to be honest. The worst thing he did was kill Lin, and in his defense, the nigga did spit on him. What did he expect? But throughout the movie, the other Japanese soldiers were awful. They mistreated the Chinese. They were assholes. They were dickheads. I cannot stand them. I will spit on them in real life. They fucking suck, and they sucked fat ass, nigga. Favorite scene was Ip Man versus the 10 black belts. My nigga, this should be everybody's favorite scene. Like, you cannot watch this movie, watch this scene, and not come out with this as your favorite scene. Bro, this scene was amazing. It was immaculate. Fucking loved it. Incredible. I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to explain to you why this is my favorite scene. Watch this fucking scene again, and you will understand why this is my favorite scene out of the entire movie. Least favorite scene was the final showdown, Ip Man versus the general. Don't get me wrong, this was a good fight, but I just wish it was more climactic. Like, Ip Man literally shows up, the general hits him 2 times, and he beats the dog shit out of this nigga, bro. Like, that's not how a final fight is supposed to be. This is supposed to be the most climactic moment in the movie, bro. Like, this shit wasn't even a showdown. It was more like a beatdown. Like, what the fuck? Like, I kind of wanted more from the final boss, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. All around, Ip Man was a terrific movie. I highly recommend you watch it. Don't do like additional research about Ip Man. It'll just ruin the mystique. Like, just watch the movie and learn nothing about this nigga's actual life. The movie will be 1,000 times better, I promise you. What was your least favorite scene? Who was your favorite character? Let me know in the comments down below. Please like, subscribe, nigga. Subscribe for the love of God. Subscribe, okay? Be a real ass nigga and subscribe. Thank you. Cause we all know if you don't subscribe, you are a bitch ass Nick.